Okay, hello. So this is a video for System Analysis and Design Project Part 4 High Fidelity Mockup. We're Team 7 from Section 6, and our team members consist of Leow Yan Hong, Hafiz Binti, Kamal, Hanisah, Izzati, Binti, Abdul, Haniff, and myself, Kwek Jia Cong. So we're Team 7, and the name of our system is Low Carbon Initiatives Community Monitoring System. So here's a quick and brief project introduction. This project focuses on the development of new data collection and analysis system to monitor and assess current levels of carbon dioxide in Malaysia, specifically in Johor. And this system should cover data gathering and reporting processes, which ultimately comes down to the key goal of promoting more effective carbon reduction initiatives. So prior to this, some of the current issues faced by MBIP is the manual data entry and calculation, extensive participant information requirements, lack of data analysis capabilities, varied user profiles, and inefficient community engagements, as well as user unfriendliness. So the primary system stakeholder is Majelis Bandaraya Iskandar Puteri (MBIP), and it's a city council which administrates Iskandar Puteri City in Johor, Malaysia, and is responsible for public health and sanitation, waste removal and management, town planning, environmental protection and building control, social and economic development, and general maintenance functions of urban infrastructure. So with this project, our main objectives are to address the existing conundrums faced by MBAP, to develop an automated data collection and analysis system similar to Elastar's system, and to identify areas which have high carbon dioxide emissions, which includes a self-monitoring dashboard. So here's a overall physical TFD to be level 0. On the left is the context diagram, which clearly illustrates the involvement of two entities, which is participant and MBIP. On the right is the level 0 diagram. There are a total of 9 modules, and to sum them all out, the process of DFD, it begins with participant to register an account if they do not have one, and if they do, they will be prompted to log into their respective account, and after login, they will have access to the self-monitoring dashboard, and their data will be extracted from this database here. So after accessing their self-monitoring dashboard, they will be given choices to fill in carbon consumption data, which consists of water consumption, electric usage, and recycled waste. And upon entering all those data, there will be automated calculation by the system, and those data will be calculated and analyzed as well. And those analyzed data will be creating a summary and send it back to participant self-monitoring dashboard. And those analyzed carbon footprint data will be sent to the next process for carbon mapping to identify the areas with carbon emission, and those mapping data will be sent to MBIP, and consequently creating a generate report to send it back to MBIP as well. So apparently there are 9 modules, and here are the modules assigned for each of those. For Leow Yan Hong, he was assigned with 1, 2, and 9. I was assigned to 7 and 8. Hafiz was assigned for 5 and 6, and Hanisah was assigned to 3 and 4. And next is the physical child diagram level 1 DFD. To begin with the first one, here's Yan Hong.
Hi, Doctor. My name is Leow Yan Hong, and now I'm going to present the UI flow for our system. So firstly, we have to create an account. So we click Daftar, and Daftar account in this page. It will have a pengesahan email, and then we just fill in our information, and it is good to go. And then we will come to this dashboard. So to fill in those information, we click the icon this, and you can fill in the water, electricity, and the sisa kita semula. So the page is like this. So you have to fill in this information, and then those information will be analyzed by system and uploaded to the dashboard. However, for these two page, it is just a process for inside the system. So actually we don't have to design a page like this for the system to analysis and upload it to the dashboard. It will upload it automatically. And this will show the calculation for the result. In this profile page, we have sejarah penghantaran and maklumat pribadi. And for the record of submission, we can view the record that we submit before. And for the maklumat pribadi, we can see our informations. So let's log in as MBIP admin. So in this page, you will see a dashboard for the admin. So we click this lihat pemetaan, then we can see the carbon emission mapping. Then it will indicate the tahap for the carbon emission. So to view the report, we click the report on this, and it will show the reports and some analysis inside this page. So we have also done a summary for those reports to let the admin to easy to see. So we log out, and if you are an existing user, you can directly type in and log yourself. So I think that's all for our group. Thank you. Now I'm going to present my part, which is module 1, 2, and 9, which is register user account, login and login user account, and generate the report. So firstly, register the user account. The user have to fill in their email, username, and password. And then the system will send an email validation to the user. And after validating the email, the user will be able to fill in their information details and create a user account. Then those user information details will be saved and stored into the user information database. And the register user account page look like this. So this is the daftar account, the username, email, and password, and this is the email validation, and this is the fill-in information page. So for the login user account, it is quite simple because the user only have to enter their username and password, and the system will be verifying the account details, and if it is correct, the user will be able to log in into the system. So the UI of the login page look like this. So next is the generate report. So in this generate report, the system will abstract the data from carbon footprint database and carbon footprint mapping database. It will extract the data of water consumption, electricity usage and waste, and also the total carbon footprint data. It also included the total carbon footprint mapping data. And each of these two will generate a summary of the carbon footprint data and carbon footprint mapping data. And these two data will be used to generate the report. So the report UI is look like this. So this is the report looks like, and this will be the analysis or the summary of carbon footprint data, and this will be the carbon footprint mapping data, which are summarized. And this is the user's details at that month. So we also generate a ulasan laporan, which is a summary, a short summary, to let the admin to can understand what had happened in the month easily. So yeah, I think that's all for my part. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Hanisah Izzati from Team 4. So for my part, I do for module 3 and 4, which is access self-monitoring dashboard and also fill in carbon consumption data. First, for access self-monitoring dashboard, in case user sign up for the application, from the user information database, it will send the details to the user information retriever. And then from the retrieve user information, it will send it to the user to authenticate and authorize user. Okay, next, if user have logged in from the application, the login details will be sent to the login details retriever. And then from the retrieve login details, it will be sent to authenticate and authorize user. Then user session token will be outputted to the next process. So for the next process, which is fill in carbon consumption data, first from the user session token, it will validate the user session token. And then from the validated user session token, it will initialize user data entry. Next, user then can fill in 3 types of details, which is entering water consumption details, enter electricity usage details, and also enter recycle waste details. Each of these will be sent into the database, which is water consumption database, electricity usage database, and also recycle waste database. For the GUI of Access Self-Monitoring Dashboard, here user can view their username and then the date and also the percentage of their consumption, including water consumption, recycle waste, and also electric consumption. Here they can also view the total of their carbon consumption and also the exact amount of each of the consumption from this percentage. As you can see here, it shows the exact amount of water consumption, electric consumption, and also recycle waste. Next, for the fill-in carbon consumption GUI, first, user can click one of these 3 buttons, which is water consumption, electric consumption, and also waste management. And then let's say they click this the first button, it will shows the water consumption data entry, where user can fill in the month, the number of days, the proration factor, the current water usage, and also the current bill water in Ringgit Malaysia. And then they can save the data entry. Next, if user click electric consumption button, they will then be moved to this screen where there is electric consumption data entry screen, where user can fill in the month, the total of days, the proration factor, the current electric consumption, and also the current electric bill in Ringgit Malaysia. And then they can save the data. Lastly, if they click the recycle waste, they will then move to this recycle waste data entry screen. This is where they can fill in the total of the recycle waste that they have collected from January to June in kilogram. Also, they can fill in the total of recycle waste from January to June in Ringgit Malaysia, and they can save the data. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, hello doctor. I am Hafiz bin Kamal and I am in charge of process 5 and 6. Process 5 and 6 are calculate carbon consumption data and analyze carbon footprint data. So, calculate carbon footprint data. Here we have 3 inputs at the beginning: water consumption details, electricity usage details, recycle waste details. These are from data stores in the previous process, which is fill in carbon consumption data. Okay, these 3 inputs will first go into the first process, standardize the unit of calculation. From there, it will standardize the data, and then it will be stored into a temporary standardized data database. From here, it will fetch all 3 of the attributes: water, electricity, recycle waste, and it will enter their own separate processes 5.2, 5.3, 5.4 to do a calculate carbon footprint for water consumption, electricity usage, recycle waste. From there, the calculated carbon footprint for all 3 will then enter this process 5.5, compile calculated carbon footprint data, which will compile all 3 of the data. And then from that, the carbon footprint data will be stored into a database, a data store, carbon footprint database. And it will also be sent to the next process, which is analyze carbon footprint data. So carbon footprint data that was calculated over here will be sent to the first process, which is validate carbon footprint data, to make sure there are no invalid data in the analysis. So the validated carbon footprint data will be then send to the next process, create charts, graphs, and tables based on data. From that, visualize carbon footprint data. A manual process will occur, which is to identify trends, patterns, and correlation data. And then the inferred data will make an inference based on findings. This is also a manual process. So the analyzed carbon footprint data will be sent to the other processes next. So this is sent to the next process, and this will be sent to the data store, carbon footprint mapping database. So let's look at the prototype. So calculate carbon footprint data. From here, it will fetch all of the inputs that was gathered from filling carbon consumption data, and then it will do calculation. From here, it will get all the calculated carbon footprint for water, electricity, recycled waste, and it will add all of that, and you will get the total carbon footprint. From here, we have 169 for example. Okay, that is all for calculate carbon footprint data. Next, analyze carbon footprint data. In reality, we won't be using uh, a page for this process, but for the sake of completion, we did it anyways. From here, we have the previous calculated carbon footprint data at the top here, and then it will make a chart. Here we have a pie chart, and then it will do an analysis. So, menganalisis data jejak karbon. And that is all for analyze carbon footprint data.
Alright, so for the seventh module, it's send analyze carbon footprint data to dashboard. Now this module has 6 sub-processes, and to begin with, 7.1, 0.2, 0.3, and 0.4 each receive analyzed carbon footprint data from previous process to extract water consumption carbon footprint, electricity usage carbon footprint, waste carbon footprint, as well as total carbon footprint, and they will be used to generate categorized summary of carbon footprint data in process 7.5, and those categorized summary of carbon footprint data will be sent and integrate with the dashboard to create a carbon footprint visual data. To show you how it looks like, here is the GUI of these send analyzed carbon footprint data to dashboard. Now, as you can see, those analyzed data will be integrated with the dashboard's interface, ready to be sent into each user's self-monitoring dashboard. Now, in this process, user will not be prompted to do anything as this process is automated. Okay, so that's all for module 7. Now, module 8 is map carbon footprint data. Now, in this module, there are 2 sub-processes, and just like before, it also received analyzed carbon footprint data from previous process and integrate analyzed carbon footprint data with maps in process 8.1. Then those integrated carbon footprint data will be sent to visualize carbon footprint data in maps to create carbon footprint mapping. So those carbon footprint mapping will be sent directly to MBIP as well as stored in the 7 carbon footprint mapping database. I'm going to show you how the GUI looks like. Here is the GUI for map carbon footprint data. So here is the interface, the main interface for the carbon footprint mapping, and this is the carbon emission map for Iskandar Putri. So different colors in different areas identified by different emission level. So red is the highest, of course, and green is the lowest. So if you click on specific location, it's going to reveal the name of the location as well as the total carbon footprint and the emission level. Okay, to demonstrate even better, here is Figma. So here's the interface of the carbon footprint mapping. I'm going to click on specific location. Let's go with the red one, Bandar Medili Iskandar. Now it reveals a total of 479 of carbon footprint and the emission level, which is sangat tinggi, very high. And if I go with another location, here is Selatan Kelapa Sawit, that reveals the name and the total carbon footprint and the emission level. Of course, there's a scale below here to identify each color's emission level. Okay, so that's all for module 8.